you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got what you need. Under the night sky, I want your eyes all on me. Don't tell me lies now, I always get mine. Don't play with me. Do you want it? Can you feel me? Can you handle it? Right? Do you want it? No, put your love on hold. I can't take it anymore. Put your love on me now. Trust me and you will see. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Give me your love, no holding back, no. We could take it to the stars, where you wanna go. The things that we can do, don't need to prove you know. Honey, I got what you want. Yeah, under the night sky, I want your eyes all on me. Don't tell me no lies, I always get mine. Don't play with me. So do you want it? Do you want it? Can you feel me? Can you feel me now? Can you handle it? Alright. So do you want it? Don't put your love on hold. I can't take it anymore. Put your love on me now. Trust me and you will see. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. So don't put your love on hold. Can you feel me? I can't take it anymore. Don't put your love on me. Trust me and you will see. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you need. Honey, I got what you want. Honey, I got what you want, got what you need now.
Isn't this the good life? Sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks. Citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages. Show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. On and on it goes. Round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute. Taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes. Swinging down in life, you know. Breathing out air for a minute. Yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here? Make everything disappear. Could play my favorite song. Put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here? Make everything disappear. Lay low in the beaching sun. Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. Isn't it a big crime to get a little lost in everybody's business? Why don't we all calm down? Why don't we all calm down? I think I'm the wrong size. Not enough room for everybody's egos. Why don't we all calm down?
Hello, streamers and video creators. It is a Friday, and I am thrilled to be hanging out with you today. I see everybody chatting it up in the chat room. Continue to just be a community, the amazing community that you are. It is a Q&A day, meaning you run the show. I answer whatever you want. Where we're talking live video, tech, studio stuff, whether we're talking, let's see, audience growth, monetization, business stuff, whatever you want. It's your day. It's your day. Yes, you all are amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you today. Hey, Sammy, nice to see you. I'm so glad. I always love when Dean tells me that he's gone through every resident of LA, made a poll, and apparently every single one of the residents in LA loves LSP. So that makes me very, very happy. Okay, so if you have a question, put Q in front of the question to make its way into my queue. I have a very special something to show off to you today. I'm super excited about. And if you were on my Wednesday training for Zoom Mastery, you actually saw it, and I totally spaced that it wasn't public information yet. So I kind of let the cat out of the bag on Wednesday. Speaking of Zoom Mastery, we are actually running an encore tomorrow. So if you want to get into that, you still can. But like the dorks that we are, we forgot to hit record on Wednesday. So, we were setting up. So, we were setting up a pretty like intense little tech setup for the presentation on Wednesday, and we just spaced. We were so focused on that, and so we got to do an encore, or we get to do an encore. I'm excited about it because it was so much fun. We had just a blast doing it with all the people, just like Paper Pixie right there. You were there. Yeah, so we're going to be doing that Saturday. You can still join if you want to, and we're going to hit record this time. Whoops. So get those questions. I know. And you know what? It happens to all of us. It does. Whoa!
Scanning. Username accepted. Welcome. Welcome. Shutting down. Security breach. Scanning. Username accepted.
Can y'all hear that?
Welcome. Shutting down.
I feel like it's low.
Security breach. Scanning. Username accepted. Welcome. Welcome.
Wow.
Shutting down.
Marcus.
Security breach. Scanning. Username accepted. Welcome. Welcome. Shutting
Oh my
down.
goodness.
Security breach.
It just keeps
Scanning.
coming.
Username accepted. Welcome. Welcome.
Oh man, Marcus, thank you so much for gifting those memberships to Michael, Celesta, Todd, Nathalie, James. I'm so excited to have you all here. Everybody loves holographic. Callie. And I increased so the issue is when I play music, I have to. Anyway, we'll fix that going forward. You get a membership. You get a membership. You all get memberships. So speaking of Marcus, during the countdown timer, I was on the phone and not dancing because the joys of being a business owner. Talking to the license department and the bank. There was an issue that came up, and so having to like call and make all of those decisions or like fixes and all of that stuff. Fun. fun. But yeah, so good lesson. We all make mistakes. Absolutely. And yes, Marcus does love disrupting streams. Okay, so we've got questions already coming in. As I'm going to get to those in a second. If you have questions, hang tight. I got to show you something really cool though. Are you ready to see something super fun? Super fun? Yeah? Give me a yes in the chat room. Indy says, love my merch and graphics. Oh, then you, my dear, are about to go insane. Okay, so the magical Mr. Paul Dixon put together something crazy awesome. These like animated reactions are now in the store that you can get. But look at, I mean, this is like unlike. Ow. Oh, stop it. Darn it. Okay. All of my scenes with these are muted. Great. That's on me. So you get the mind blown. You get Zanny. This is one of my favorite ones. That tongue is just laughable. Then you get Joy. How freaking amazing is this that Paul put together? Sick. Oh God. Oh God. So these are great, like if you you want to react to like the audience or something, right? You also get them done like this. You could you can have them centered so that it's kind of like in your face. Grin. So you can react to your audience. Andy says, no way. That's what I said when I first saw them. I couldn't wait to like show you guys this because it is so magical. No, they will not work in StreamYard. These are ECAMM OBS, or that's one of the challenges of a browser-based solution, right? Wait, hold on. Let me just double check. They won't, correct, Paul? Paul's gonna confirm, but I don't believe they do, because of the StreamYard's StreamYard, Restream, any of the browser-based platforms, they have limitations. So look, love, like every one of them has like a little different animation, which is super fun. You've got angry. Hey. Yeah, see if somebody said something like this, where Callie will get a community strike with these, then I could react to you and say, anguish. Yeah. So the animations, they don't work in StreamYard, but they do come with static image versions that would work in StreamYard. Those just aren't going to be animated. So thank you for that clarification, Paul. So if you are on StreamYard or Restream Studio, you can get them and use the image versions of those. It also comes with Stream Deck icons. And those are super cute. It's just amazing. Oh, yes, you could add them to your shorts. You could do anything with these little reactions. They're not just for streams, for sure. Yes, you can. Yes, Dean, you can. You can if you are using ECAMM, OBS, or vMix and sending that signal into Zoom. And that is actually something that we have a training coming up on the 15th. So we're going to do a very specific training on how to actually have these little like any graph that you want. Look at that. That's shiny. It's shiny. Any graphics that you want and getting them into Zoom. So don't worry, we've got you as well. Okay. Clever. Yes. I pass on. Wait, I'm still screaming. I'm glad you guys like them. I love them. Paul is just, he's been pushing his own limits and like challenging himself to do amazing, cool new things that are very different than I've never seen anything like this being offered out there in terms of graphics packages. And so yeah, livestreamingpros.com/store. If that link, we can link that or pin that to the chat, that would be awesome. Instead of, I'm not a cat. I'm not an emoji, Your Honor. Your Honor, I promise I'm not an emoji. Man, that video doesn't stop cracking me up, that one that I sent out recently. You can also get the math overlay now too. You also get the math overlay too, which is this one. This one that you guys love so much. You've asked for it on the store, and it is there now as well. So y'all have so much fun with this. I know I'm gonna have so much fun with these. They are just, I can't even say how unique they are, right? Like, I mean, like, and how fun they are. Like, so much fun. Don't be anti-cat. Renee, do you know which video I'm talking about? Or that we're talking about? Those interactions can gain more interaction. Exactly, that's the whole point of them, right? Because as you use stuff like these animated overlays, your audience will engage more, because how can they not, right? Okay, I need both of the emojis and the math. I'm sorry. Yes. Oh, okay. That video is just, so good. Okay, go grab those. Let me know in the chat room if you did. And then I'm gonna start answering some questions here. You're late, so cookies and donuts. Thank you, Marcus, for the $5 super chat. What is 12 times 12? I don't do live math. What? But I'm pressing the button. It's not working. My Stream Deck failed on me. This is there too. I don't know why I have that button programmed right now. Not Halloween. Oh man. Every 8 seconds pattern disruption. Yes, exactly. Okay. Let me go back to this. No, that one. There we go. I hope you enjoy those graphics. I know I certainly will. I did wear out the button, apparently. I wore the button out. Do the math screen now? Okay, I'm trying. There we go. There we go. Now it's working. All right. Okay. Would you like would you like me to actually speak in a language that is understandable? Would you like to go to questions now? Well, that was incorrect. I need to do a thorough reset of all my buttons, because every time, okay, here's the thing, it's Paul's fault. I mean, no, I'm just joking, but every time he delivers me a new pack, I'm like, I gotta I have all of the things now, and then I have to every single time reset my Stream Deck, because it's so much awesomeness. I think what I'm going to do is use my second Stream Deck for all of the extra animations that he keeps giving me. So that would be super fun. Okay, next questions. I don't know how to say your name, but true. I don't know. I butchered that. I'm positive of it, and you are welcome to ask or give me a phonetic pronunciation. Any tips in using Zoom with a teleprompter? Eye contact controls are very small on a field monitor. Yeah, so that's what I do. A lot of times is put Zoom on this prompter that you see in the behind the scenes option, and that literally just I don't know what tips you need, because it's just serving as a secondary monitor essentially. And so what I do is Yeah, that's what I do. Secondary monitor. My options, this one over here is an ICANN. And honestly, and then this one is a Prompter People. Prompter People, I need to dig in a little bit more because supposedly there's some really cool stuff that Prompter People does. And this is a 10 inch, I believe, and that's a 12 inch. The control on the physical controls on the ICANN, I'm a huge fan of. They're easy to access. They are easy to use, and so it's a very clear situation with the physical buttons. Prompter People, the software is supposed to do some really cool things. So I do need to spend some time digging into that further to really decide which one I fully want to suggest, but either of them are great. What would you recommend for a second cam? I do have a Canon M50, but I'm struggling to choose between a Canon 5D, Sony A6400, and a Blackmagic camera. Your advice is greatly needed. So I recommend sticking with the same manufacturer if you're going to do a second camera, just because it's because of the colors, so Canon versus Sony versus Panasonic, the colors of the native way they handle colors are different. And so if it's face to face, main cam and then a side cam for a second camera, it's kind of important to kind of stick with that color theme, if you will, for lack of a better word. But for example, this behind the scenes camera up here, that's a Canon M50 Mark II, whereas this is a Sony, because it doesn't really matter that I'm matching my skin tones. And so depends on the usage of that, I would say. Otherwise just, get another M50 Mark II. That'll be less expensive than going for a 5D or a Blackmagic camera. So if you have additional questions on that, let me know. If you have questions, get your question in the queue by putting a Q in front of it, or so that it makes its way into my queue, or super chats do take priority. Dean, is there a video coaching specifically on multi-track recording while simultaneously live streaming? Is this mostly a vMix thing? No, you can now do that with ECAMM. Dean, which software are you using? Yes. Don't match your cameras more than you match your socks. Got it. Well, then if you go with Callie's philosophy on matching socks, then that wouldn't be accurate advice. Oh, okay. So Dean, you're using vMix. Kathleen can answer this. Do we have a video on multi-track recording? It's really simple. I bet we do have a video on multi-track, but essentially you don't need to do anything different when you're simulcasting, just because that's set to record in the background on your local machine while simulcasting. So just set up multi-track recording and then hit go live and you're good to go. Does that make sense? Okay, Renee, we've now seen streams with deepfake Joe Rogan, PewDiePie, Jerry Seinfeld, presidents and prime ministers for evil and for comedy. But do you see any potential good for streamers at all? I don't know, man. It's, there's some pretty evil things that have been happening with deepfakes. And so I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that. Right now, I'm just a little freaked out by them, usually I'm all into the new stuff. We've got some videos coming out about AI stuff and all of that and how you use that as a content creator. I don't know. Let's open this up to the community. Do y'all see any potential good that could be, that deepfakes could be used for, or are you adamantly against them? Let me know in the chat. I think that's a really interesting question that I was not prepared to really answer, because I haven't come up with any good ideas around that, because it's when you use it for good, it's also going to get used for evil. So I don't, right? Not by the same person, but when you, I'm afraid to promote it, for lack of a better term, but I'm afraid to like suggest it in a good way because of how badly it can be used and has been used. So yeah, I don't know. Let's ask. I want an AI VR Renee to post videos while I'm on vacation. There you go. That would be nice. Clone ourselves. Let me see if anybody else has a thought here. That would be a good option. Yeah, anything can be used for good or bad. It can be. And then I will retire to a beach earning 20%. I like that idea a lot. Eventually, movies will be CGI actors and AI voices. Deepfakes can do help with retakes. That's true. If you can't get the original actor on for reshoots, use a deepfake. Yeah. Yeah. No. What's Laugh Hub? I don't know what that is. And I don't know whether you're being sarcastic or not today. So I guess I could, yeah. But okay, so with the deepfake and having it post videos while you're on vacation, you still have to like feed it the information. So, well, maybe deepfake plus AI, kind of pulling all the resources in. That could get interesting. Deepfake loop. That. It'll get better. It certainly will get better. That's for sure. Okay, and Renee says, and for streamers who prize authenticity, how do you teach them to cope with potential deepfake trolling or even just brand dilution? You know, I wonder if it'll become kind of like a copyright situation, like not like our personalities are copyrighted exactly, but like that kind of situation. I just wonder if it'll become kind of like that. Like I'm not gonna talk publicly about, but that video that you shared with me, Renee, and a big controversy that occurred with deepfakes recently. You know, if people are using my image, like already technically you have to get permission from me to use my image, right? And so at some point the law will probably get involved because you can't just go out and use a picture of me to sell your own products or whatever, right? You can't use my image for any purpose without specific permission. So that's the same thing in my opinion, right? And so I don't know where, honestly, I don't know where the law is in terms of that. That'd be, has Legal Eagle done a video on that by any chance? I'm wondering. Can I edit YouTube videos while watching LSP Live? No, you got to participate. One positive outcome of deepfake is society's increased awareness that video is indeed just video, not necessarily reality at all. In an offhanded way, we will be smarter and more discerning. I like thinking, yeah. I like the way you're thinking positively on that, for sure. That's an option. Just like blame it on deepfake. I don't know. Devin, now come on. You got to get onto him for that. Isn't deepfakes just a poor man's special effects team? It's special effects in the hands of morons. Well, I don't call people morons, but sometimes it goes well, sometimes not. Interesting conversation. Keep it coming. Oh, darn it. There were some really good opportunities there to use. Sorry. So what happened? Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened. Oh, You didn't see this? You didn't see these? So I'll tell you what happened. I know I'm muted. Okay, I'm trying to pay attention. So when Paul gave me, okay, I'm just gonna like tell it like it is behind the scenes, right? So Paul gives me the graphics packs before we put them on the store, which these are now available on the store if you want them. Okay, so he gives those to me ahead of time, and I create little like no audio videos so that he can create like a little video as an example of what these things do, right? No, I'm telling you right now why all of these scenes are muted, okay? Because when I do this, this is what it looks like when I'm creating these videos for Paul, okay? I go, I have to go like I have to react along with the thing, right? And so basically what I'm doing when I do these is literally just like going one after another and doing the reaction, whatever. And so then, I laugh, right? It's just like one after another after another. In order for me to do the reaction, I have to like make noise, otherwise it feels really awkward. And so what happened was I muted all of them because I didn't want Paul to hear me going, ha ha ha, and making these little like noises because it wasn't going to get used, and I felt really embarrassed and awkward about like all of these like random noises, and I didn't want to like him to have to hear that, so I muted all of the scenes, and now I'm screwed because every time I click a new one, it's muted and I have to unmute it. So you had your tongue out like that. I don't know what I did. I just did whatever I do. But I guess you can go to the store and see if I did stick my tongue out in that video that Paul put together. So there you go. Now you know, like, the behind the scenes embarrassing moments that it takes to create these things for you. Okay, thank you so much. I am glad you like our setup. I like it as well. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I think they're the best thing that we have ever created. I mean, that Paul has ever created. The best thing that we have ever put on the store, for sure. So I think that's really super cute. Made sense to me. Mute while the emoji animation is playing. Oh, but there's no sound. And if you're going to react and talk, like, I mean, it depends on how you're going to use it, right? Okay, let's come back to questions. Activate. Oh my God, I'm way behind. Sorry. Quick question. What video capture card are you using for your camera you're using at the moment to live stream? This one, I believe, is a Cam Link 4K, but it might be... No. I believe it's the Cam Link 4K. It might actually be on the Elgato, the X one. I don't, okay. The reason I don't know is because I have like 12 cameras connected and a bazillion different capture cards back there in the behind the scenes. We're doing a behind the scenes video soon, so you guys will get to see all of that, and that will definitely be answered. It's one of those two for this particular camera. I just don't remember which one I wound up doing. I literally, because it's so complicated back there, I'll show this to you in the behind the scenes. I literally have a notepad where I wrote out, I basically, created a map of all of the inputs and outputs and what's leading to what. So it's like, it basically says, it's not right here. So, but it basically says like, camera, main camera, connected directly, it's like the port number on the computer or the Caldigit is in the front or the back of the Caldigit. Like, I literally have it all mapped out so that I can refer back to it if needed, and everyth's labeled back there as well. So it's a pretty intense setup. So we've got a behind the scenes video on that coming soon. By the way, did you see the last couple of videos on the channel? We're starting to get consistent again. We're getting there. All of last year, we weren't really super consistent. And so I do apologize for that, but we're getting back into the mix for sure. And if you aren't subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications so that you can make me go... and say thank you. All right. Or I could say thank you this way. Thank you. All of that stuff is available now, whatever you want to do. Okay, Paul, do you think IRL streaming will grow? Depends on what kind of IRL streaming. I think it will continue to grow. It's, pretty big on Twitch. I think it will continue to grow, but there are challenges around it that require either, if you're going to do it from your phone, then that requires extra battery packs. It requires, making sure that you don't move around too much and lose signal or dropped streams, or it requires a lot of investment in terms of gear to make sure that you have a solid stream. So that's the reason that it will probably stay capped at some, to kind of, not everybody in the world is going to be IRL streaming because of those until IRL, gets easier, less expensive, et cetera, and the whole world is connected. The Ignite teacher. Where can I learn more about how to use Streamlabs? We need to put some videos out on Streamlabs, that's for sure. I don't believe we have any videos available on this channel, so I'm gonna throw that to the community. Does anybody have a good resource for Streamlabs tutorials? Okay, Marcio, podcasting with ECAMM. Can I control the show and the host manage comments with an iPad? Not yet. I hope that that's in the plans for remote management of comments. I do know that I've discussed it with them and requested it. I think that other people have as well. But right now, it needs to be on the same system. And so what you could do is, is basically like have somebody kind of off screen sitting beside you and using the mouse to push the comments. So right now that doesn't exist. I do hope that it comes in, a future version, because that would mean a tremendous amount in terms of remote production. Like we offer remote production services to our clients, that we do it in such a way that's not needed, right? But it would be very cool. It would be very cool. Making sure your camera doesn't fall while you're running, for example. Yes, that is one of the issues with IRL streaming. How many of you actually watch IRL streams out of curiosity? Currently, consistently? Marcio, is there a good option for automatic translation for lives? Kathleen, your tech coach, is our resident expert around that. So I'm going to assume that she's already probably answered you or might want to chime in there. What services do you offer to help newer live streamers, one-on-one consulting or a course? We have all of the options that you could want. So we have the ability to, it depends on how you want help, right? If you want a group environment, we have ACCELERATOR program that the doors are closed there right now, but will open back up in April. That's a whole program that that combines a community experience. If you want one-on-one help, you can hire my team for a consult, like a one-on-one consult or a package, or we have done for you services where we do everything for you or with you. So Kathleen linked to the services page. So if you want to just reach out to support@livestreamingpros.com, I will talk. We can talk you through options, but how do you want to be helped? That's the first thing that I ask people is like, how do you prefer to be helped? Do you prefer that one-on-one, like direct, or do you want more of a program that you can kind of go through over time and with other people? Because I think that makes a big difference. Oh, Ira, I'm so sorry. I did not explain that. In real life, it's the kind of streaming that people, yeah, like running around town and all of that stuff. So it's like on the go streaming. My apologies for not doing that earlier. Psalm, what camera setup are you using? That camera setup. I'm just joking. This is a Sony ZV-E10 with a 30mm lens on it. And then I have all the other stuff. So which specific, I think all you were asking was the camera, right? That is the Sony ZV-E10. If you want your own personalized guide for kit for your shopping list for the type of video that you do, for example, IRL type versus studio type is very different, right? So you go to livestreamingpros.com/gear, answer a few questions, takes like 30 seconds, and then you get a personalized gear list, and so that you can take that, go shop, and you don't have to worry about making sure you mix and match all the right things. It's down to like the cables that you need as well, not just the cameras and lenses. All right. And that's completely free, by the way. It's like completely free. Zara, to go live, do I start in YouTube, StreamYard, or Zoom, or what? Do you have a beginners for dummies video? So first of all, you're not a dummy. I know you didn't call yourself that, but I get what you're asking. But I always like to be careful about our language to ourselves and to others. Zara, it depends. Right? So streaming is a little bit of a depends. What is where are you ultimately wanting to stream? If you're wanting to multicast, that means something different. And so if you're wanting to go live to YouTube, you can go live from YouTube specifically, but you also could go live from StreamYard to YouTube, and that gives you the capabilities to add or to do interviews. And so, you know what? Let me do a video on this. Would you all like a video around like where do you start and like what are the different options? Because that's but yeah, we do have lots of videos not that specifically cover that answer, but I can certainly do one. But yeah, so are you going to like what's the destination and what are the needs that you have? Do you want graphics like this? Then you're going to need to use ECAMM or vMix or OBS. But yeah. Mark, well, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're enjoying this show. Are you leaving us? Is that why you're asking if you can rewatch it? Yes, this video will stay up as on the channel. So if you need to rewatch it, you can absolutely do so. Consulting sounds the best. I have limited experience running live stream, but want to make 2023 the year I go live regularly. Thanks, I'll check the list. Awesome. Yes, let us support you in putting your message out there. Like that's why we do, this is why we like literally have a whole suite of options available to you to get the help that you need in the way that you need it, because everybody works differently, and our whole goal is to help support you to make sure that you can get your message heard so that you can have that bigger, make a bigger difference, right? And you can't do that if you're holding yourself back because of the tech or because of consistency and all of that. So our goal is to support you in building your community and putting your message out there and just growing your impact. So yeah. Hello. All right. Next up is Joanne. Have a perplexing problem. I almost did not. I was a little scared that I wasn't going to be able to say that. I have a oh, see, I tried to say it again and screwed it up. Oh, we'll just go with that first time. I've seen it with other demo creators. Mirrorless camera is on Elgato pole with ball head leveled and rotated. Still see a slant in the shot. How to correct. So you've put your camera there and you've rotated it. Did you get a ball head that has like a little level on it, like the little level bubble? There are ball heads that have a level bubble. A level bubble? I don't know why that sounds really awkward. Wait, hold on. I'm sure there's a I just gotta find the right one. Hold on. We don't have like a feeling awkward emoji. Oh, no, I'm not angry. Maybe anguish. Maybe your house is crooked. But I would highly suggest doing that. That way you can, like, it's really just about adjustment. I mean, there's no magic trick to it. It's just about getting it adjusted, and literally every one of us has to do that. Adjust and adjust and adjust and fine tune until you get the shot exactly the way you want it, and then don't touch it. Don't freaking touch it. But yeah, the ball head with a level would really be of help in your situation. So, all right, next question. Oh wait, hold on. Let me follow up here. I moved the camera every. Thank you, Marcus, for the additional interruption. Let's see. I moved the camera. Hold on. See, now I wanted to be mute. You've moved it every which way, but there's a slight slant. Thought it might have something to do with the lens. Canon 50 Mark II. No, no, I mean, it shouldn't. It might be, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking a slant differently than you are. Joanne, are you in Accelerator program? Because you could post there if you wanted, but I don't know what, yeah, I'm thinking slant, like, kind of like that, like, kind of going forward, and so that's why I was suggesting the level, but if you mean something different, maybe? Coughing emoji coming soon. Yeah, we need a coughing emoji so I can go on mute. Okay, like a ski slope slant, and the camera is, I mean, one alternative, and sometimes this is actually the case. Sometimes what you see, speaking of slant, now I'm like freaking out that my camera isn't level. Anyway, speaking of, so sometimes what you see isn't what the camera does see, right? And so there are a lot of times that you have to like trick it. And so maybe pull it back, right? Maybe pull it back so that your eye sees it as crooked and the camera then won't. That is an option as well. It's a top-down shot. Okay, top-down shot. Yeah, I would say that let's try that, Joanne. Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering, but I don't think that is what she's referring to. So yeah, so I would trick the camera essentially. It's not going to look right to you, but that doesn't matter. Okay. Unless you have OCD, then it might. Renee, is Renee still here? Did you see what YouTube teased for streaming this year? Gifted memberships on mobile, remix clips into shorts, see clip remixes in studio, recompose landscape vids to shorts More live rings. What is a live ring? What's it? Renee, you've got to tell me these things. That is your job. No, it's so funny actually. In one of the communities that we're in, Renee was saying something about like remixes, and I was like, does that even exist in YouTube? Because I didn't know it did. But remix, like, you know how what's the words that like TikTok has like stitches, right? And like everybody, there's like all kinds of different languages for it, but like, you know, using somebody else's or like reacting to somebody else's video. Apparently YouTube has that, and I had no idea about remix. So if you didn't, there you go. Little a bit of information. When you're live, your profile pic. Oh yeah. Okay, around it on Shorts, for example, so people can click and go watch your live immediately. Awesome. But what does it mean? More live rings, like it's being putting into Shorts. So lots of good stuff. That's awesome. Gifted memberships on mobile. Remix clips into Shorts. See clips remixes in Studio. Recompose landscape vids to Shorts. Ooh, that's nice. And then more live rings. Those rings in more places. Yeah. No, you're not. You're not a fail. I've been a little like not paying attention to anything outside of what we're doing this year, really. So, Mark. What services do you... Oh, I answered that. Marcio, are you streaming 4K 60? No, I am not right now. I'm going to do a whole video on 4K and explain why not. But yeah, so I'm currently not. I'm in 1080, 60. Well, and also, yeah, like this camera wouldn't do that anyway. So you have to have a camera that can do 4K and 60 at the same time. So I don't have that, and I prefer the 60 over the 30 in 1080. Also, AI outfit changes, generative AI backgrounds and sets. What? In YouTube? Are you joking? Well, okay, hold on. This is what Renee just did. Darn it! Gosh darn it! I was muted again. Oh man, this is. I was saying you said yes and no at the same time, and so then I threw this. This is what you did to me. It is so freaking cute. That is just like seriously my favorite. Seriously. I know, I'm sorry. I explained why I'm muted on all of these, and I apologize. I keep trying to look every time I do it, but 3D emojis are the best. They are. They're so freaking cute. You'll be able to have AI change your clothes in a video or make you a steampunk set for your streams directly in YouTube. What about if we're using a third-party tool like I do? Can we still do that, or is that just in YouTube Studio Native? What's the back end of Live called again? Oh, and that's a good question. Does it add lag? That's a great question. Yes, I'm serious. No, I'm not joking. I feel like I need a translator for Renee today. We should turn this into a drinking game every time she mutes herself. Yeah, go for it. Oh my God. Does LSP have the best live streaming gear under $100? We have in the past. We can. Hey, does somebody on the team want to grab that suggestion and throw it in our planning? I'm going to purchase those 3D emojis. Awesome. They're so, you're going to love them. Like, you guys are going to freak, your communities are going to freak out, right? Like, I want to see the world being using these things because they're gonna increase your engagement. If you're struggling with engagement, you know, you've got to get good at doing it yourself. But stuff like this can really support that effort. What type of camera? No, that's just me, JR. That's just me. I'm just joking. It is the Sony ZV-E10 with a 30mm lens. More info later this year. Okay, thank you for telling me about the teas. That's very interesting. I cannot wait to try it. And I look forward to the actual release of it. Are StreamYard and ECAMM the same thing? No. So I look at the 3 levels of live streaming, right? The level 1 is the phone. It's super easy. You have everything you need. But it's going to be really raw, you know, of the quality. No, the emojis do not come muted. That was all me trying to not embarrass myself in front of Paul. I was just trying to not embarrass myself. But now I'm embarrassing myself in front of the world. So it was either Paul or you guys. I chose to not embarrass myself in front of Paul. Take with it as you want. But yeah, so StreamYard is level 2. And so that is literally just going onto a browser, right? You're kind of, you don't have to download anything or whatever. So level 2, you're going into the browser and using their service there. Level 3, it just comes with it's easy, but it comes with limitations. Level 3 is downloadable software like ECAMM or OBS, and it allows you to do more fancy stuff like this and like the animations that we've been playing with today, right? Aww. I can't stop. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that's the difference, is like the levels at which you can add graphics and animations. You can do a little with StreamYard, but you can do all the things that you possibly want with ECAMM or OBS or vMix. OBS or OVS? OBS, the first one, B. It's Open Broadcasting System. Did I have that right? Wishes showed up here as we purchased. You know what? I've been thinking about that. It's a little bit complicated to do that, and a privacy issue. So I have been exploring that idea, but that would be super cool. I've been, anyway, that's a whole other story. I'll leave that for another day. But coming back, y'all have me out of questions. I answered all the questions. Wow. Software, but it should be a system. Software, that's right. Oh, broadcasting software. Why did I say system? Thank you. So you guys, Zoom Mastery Encore. So if you are doing presentations, webinars, or anything like that, meetings inside of Zoom, tomorrow we're doing an Encore presentation of a training of how to how to master all of the tools within Zoom itself. We're getting to do this Encore because we're dorks and we forgot to hit record on Wednesday. So we're going to do it again. It was super fun. And people were like, oh my God, I'm falling in love with Zoom. I used to hate Zoom. I've used it for years and didn't know it could do all of this stuff. So it's all about the native Zoom tools that you can use to increase engagement and have a smooth presentation. So if you want to join that, cool. We'll drop the link to that. That's tomorrow morning, well, afternoon, depending on where you are. And then you can definitely get the math overlay and the emojis, the animated emojis that are so freaking brilliant. like this one. You get the middle and the off to the side ones, as well as Stream Deck icons and images, static images that you can use in StreamYard or anywhere else as well. So those are all now available in the store. Super cool. Next question. Renee, how did you answer all of the questions? By speaking. I don't know. I thought there were a lot. I was surprised I got through them all. I hear people talk about the rules of YouTube. Other than a user agreement, is there a channel to explain the law of content? So, Ra, when you say you hear people talk about the rules of YouTube, can you give me an example of that? Because there's like YouTube rules, but then there's like what best practices or strategic decisions that a lot of people kind of use that phrasing for. So when you say, I would just love for you to give me an example of what you've heard. That way I can kind of direct you a little bit better. Oh, wow, Susan's here. Hi, nice to see you. So, yeah. Thanks a whole lot. Thanks, Paul. I know. We didn't do it. Please make a video on tips to teach math to 500 students on Zoom effectively. I don't teach math. I mean, this is me in math. So I can't offer you training on how to teach math on Zoom, but what I can do, which is what we're doing tomorrow, is give you the tools that you need to be able to have an organized, smooth presentation that also gets engagement. And so that is what that training is about. And I think that you, specifically speaking to students, you would find that training incredibly helpful, and give you a lot of like ideas in terms of how you can get them to like pay attention, how you can get them to stay engaged and not get distracted, or distracted when you want them to, right? With like little gamification kind of ideas that we talk about. So I think that Zoom mastery would be super helpful for you. So go click the link that we gave you in the chat. It's also in the description, I believe. And come join us tomorrow, because I think you'd freaking flip for it. Freaking flip for it. Okay. Like reviewing other people's content, liability on comments from callers. Okay. So, yeah, so there's not a channel, like one single channel that breaks down just those things. Legal Eagle has a lot of content around copyright. So that's for copyright stuff. I would go to Legal Eagle. Devin is brilliant at that. And so I know that he has some videos around that concept. And other stuff, it's kind of just like, you're going to find advice here. You're going to find it like there are different advice videos on these different topics. And so... I hope that answers your question. Is it Zoom mastery or Zoom mastery? It is Zoom, but I would love, let's do our next one, Zoom mastery. Let's do that. That sounds fun. Appreciate your attempt to help Luria. Question, does Gear Guide show a ball mount with a level? I don't believe, we went for an inexpensive one, and levels, the ones that have levels cost a little bit more. So I don't believe so. Kathleen will correct me if I'm wrong, if she knows. But that's, if you just go to Amazon, you should, and just type ball head with level, you should find one that's high rated. They're not that much more, but we just tried to, like, on the accessories and the gear guide, kind of give it the basics so that it's not like adding up, you know. For some, it's still Zoom mastery. That's true. If you're teaching to 500 kids, it might be Zoom mastery. Oh man. Yeah, totally understand that. And you know, if you can't find one, just let us know. We'll help you out. Alrighty. Yeah. All right, you guys. Thank you all so much. I now have to go call. I have to do this like a whole like calling triage kind of situation between the business license office and the bank and my accountant and fix a problem that came up. So I'm gonna go do that because that sounds like fun on a Friday, doesn't it? Right? But that's what I was doing during the countdown timer. Now I got to go finish it. And I appreciate each and every one of you. We're gonna put our dancing shoes on. If you don't have your dancing shoes on, make sure you do that right now because we're gonna roll those beautiful bean footage credits. No, roll those beautiful bean credits. What do I usually say? And we're gonna dance this baby out and thank our members here on YouTube. Thank you, Jim. Happy weekend. I hope you all do something super fun for the weekend. Is that what all the cool streamers do to decompress after going live? Yes, that is a trend going on right now to spend your time in a calling triage. Yeah, no. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. I love you. Thank you for hanging out. Bye-bye.